Well, the Green Party has always been about the environment. We've always cared about animals, nature, and that will always remain the case. Our stance has not changed. We think we need massive amounts of investment to ensure that we are in line to achieve the goals that we've put forward. I think it's a very delicate matter right now based on how we're doing. We're not looking to reach those goals. The Green Party will invest a lot of money into climate awareness, climate justice for countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, and in Africa who do very little to contribute towards global emissions. But when it comes to suffering, they are predominantly the most worse off. Well, ultimately, to improve services, I think the money needs to come from somewhere. The Green Party have indicated in our manifesto that we are in favour of increasing taxes, but for the 1% of high earners. So that is corporate companies that are not paying the same amount of tax as you and me, that pay far less than that, and we believe their tax should be increased by 1%. And on that basis, our manifesto, which has been proved to be credible, could result in the extra income facilitating the service improvement needs both in the NHS and other public services. Recently, when all parties have published their manifesto, the Green Party were the only party which actually reinvested money into public services, compared to other parties who, in other words, they just jiggled money around, but they haven't actually proactively invested money in public services. I think the decrease of tax is a different subject matter altogether. The most important thing I understand it to be, there's not going to be an increase in their tax. We are challenging nationally government on the cost of living crisis, on minimum wage. The Green Party is supportive of a £15 per hour minimum wage, which is far more than any other political party, and that will automatically enhance the quality of life for anyone that's earning below a certain amount of money. And I think we've also got other policies such as abolish tuition fees. Now that's going to have a massive impact on most people, especially graduates coming out of university who nowadays are leaving with a massive debt on their head, and a bulk of their salary is being taken out of their pay package and repaying that debt. Now if we can abolish tuition fees, I believe that will have a massive impact in future for young families, those that are graduating newly, and they will have less overheads on their head, and it will mean they can put some more money back into their household or their own pockets, whether it's saving or anything other. The House of Lords has been a talking point, not just in this election, but multiple elections. I think generally anyone to have been appointed into the House of Lords, a job for life, a massive salary for life, that comes with a lot of perks with it, is unfair, it's very undemocratic. Any society would expect to elect their representatives, be it in council, in parliament, or the House in Lords. So I think it's only fair and democratic that we pursue angles to ensure that any possible appointees to the House of Lords are elected. I think it's a lot easier said than done. Question is whether it would be the general public appointing them, would it be MPs appointing them? So I think there's a lot of talk that needs to be had, but essentially I think appointing is wrong compared to electing. And as any politician in any democracy in any country will tell you, the pinnacle of democracy is having the opportunity to elect your officials and representatives. So on that basis, I and the Green Party do believe that it's wrong to appoint people onto the House of Lords, and it's a more fairer democratic system if you choose to elect them. I think a lot of people are wrong choosing the Labour Party. Ultimately, we do politics to enhance and better the quality of life for our local residents, both locally, nationally, and internationally. We are one of the richest countries in the world, and we do have our hands tucked into a lot of prize abroad. I do think it's important that especially ethnic minorities, not just ethnic minorities, but particularly ethnic minorities, move away from voting Labour, a party which has proactively supported and endorsed both Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli military actions in Gaza, which the ICJ and ICC have obviously stated are war crimes, or seems like war crimes. And it's important that we as a community no longer vote for a party based on historical alliances, but for a party which represents our views and is respectful of our principles, morals, and what matters most to us in our community.